Hello, guys. Matthew here from UChat. So, in today's live, we are going to talk about how to trigger the voice IVR in any of the channels. So, as of now, UChat support you to build the chatbot and automation in 9 channels. Okay. So you may be thinking about, okay, how I can, connect the user between these channels. For example, if you are in the Messenger or Instagram, can you able to trigger the voice IVRs in the middle of the flow? Well, the answer is yes. And in today, I'm going to show you how to trigger the voice IVR in Google Business Messenger. Okay, it works as in all the other channels. So what we will cover today is I'm going to show you how to use the ref payload in the voice in the phone call action. Okay, and how to trigger different voice IVRs. In the same flow. Okay, so now let's get back to the screen and let me show you what we are going to cover. So if you go to the voice and no, let's first go to the Google My Business. Okay. So this is one of the flow we are going to cover. So, okay, let me switch to our demo account. It's not here. It's here. Okay, so this is our UChat Google Business Messenger, right? So now let me show you. This is one of the what is it? Okay, let's create a new flow. We will call it phone call. I have it here. Phone call flow. Okay. So in every of the flow builder, you will able to see if you go to the notification, every flow builder, okay, you go to the notification, there is a make phone call note in the notification. Okay, if you click that, this is the setup. Okay, so from phone number, this will pull the phone number you already integrate in this workspace. For example, if you are using Twilio, and the number will show up here. Okay, this is the phone number you want to call. Okay, for this, I'm going to use my Google Voice number. And in this case, I think you will use the user's phone number. If you already collect the user's phone number and email and all those information, so this can be a custom variable. Okay, so I think we have the phone custom variable. If you validate, this is a validate phone number and save it in the custom fields, and then you can use this custom variable over here. Okay, and when the user hit this action, it will trigger this IVR. Okay, and it will call this number. Okay, so let me first show you. Let me show you what it looks like. So let me first go to the voice, and this is the main flow. So let me connect the main flow. Okay, let me first remove everything here. Okay, let me remove everything here, and let's connect the start with this DTMF action. Okay, so we will change this to this is main flow. Okay, so now let's publish, and now let's go back to Google My Business. Now let's trigger this flow. Okay, so I already set an automation that is, if you tap phone, it will trigger this phone call flow. Okay. So now let me share my screen, and we will see how it works. So now let's share my screen. So if you search UChat, you will able to see that we have a chat buttons here. So let me type phone. It will trigger that flow. Okay. So in that flow, we have 3 buttons. Okay. So the first one, the first one is going to this action. The first one is going to this action. Okay. So basically, it's just a phone call from this Twilio number and to call this number. Okay, there's nothing at the payload. So let's see what it happens. So let me click this call, and then it will show me that you should receive phone call text message. And I already received the phone call. So I would.
UChat voice demo. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. This is main flow. Press 1 for testing speech.
So I don't know if you heard it or not, and it's just trigger the main flow, okay? Because it said this is the main flow and press 1 and something like that. So that is how it works if you just use this make a phone call, okay? And what happens, for example, in the flow, right? In the flow, if you want to trigger the phone call to different part of the voice IVRs, for example, you have built a subflow, especially for the sales department, and also you have built another subflow that is the voice IVR for the marketing, for example, for the support team, right? So those are different of the IVRs. Okay. In this case, you need to use the ref payload. And with this parameter, you can redirect the user to the different voice IVRs. Okay. So let me show you how to make it work. For example, I have 2 extra buttons. Okay. One is the sales and another is the support. So in this action, I actually added draft payload. One is the sales and another is the support. So when the user clicks those buttons, it will actually send to the voice IVR with this ref payload. So it's just add extra information about about which part of the IVRs you can trigger, right? So now let's go back to the voice flow. There is a very important setup in the voice flow. So if you go to the voice flow and you go to the start, you will able to see. If you go to the start, there is an settings is save ref payload to one of your custom fields. Okay, this is why, this is how you can make all the magic happen. Is because every action you triggered, if you have the different parameters at that ref payload, when that IVR is triggered, that parameter is saving into one of your custom fields. Okay, so in that case, for example, I can delete this one and I can just add a condition after the starting after the starting point. Okay, and I can just trying to trying to decide if this payload have the sales. And also you can add another condition. For example, I can just copy this one and I will just paste it here. And then we will decide if this ref payload contains support. Okay, so let me change this. And then you can redirect the user to different voice IVRs, to different subflows. Okay, that's how you can differentiate, which part the user want to redirect. So let me copy these questions, and then let me redirect the user to this one. Okay, we will mark it. We will. This is the support flow. Okay, and this is the we will change this. This is to the sales flow. Okay, so that we can know that these different flows are triggered. So let me publish this. Another important thing I need to mention is that after the user is sent to the different flows, it's best practice that you add an action in between to clear the ref payload. Otherwise, if the same phone number called again, because it's already have a ref payload, it will always go to the same route. Okay, you do not want that to happen, right? So that you can, before you send the user to the actual block or to the actual subflow, you can add a condition to clear that custom fields. Okay, so let me do that here. I can just click this line, and then you can click this add button. Okay, and I can just add a action. And in this action, you can just use a basic action that is a clear variable value, so that I will just choose to clear the ref payload. Okay, so now let's test this. So in this part is, if we click, let me go to the Google My Business here and go to the subflow, that is a phone call. So if I click the sales, what will happen is it will trigger this action. And in this action, it has the ref payload equals sales. Okay. And when that voice IVR is triggered, it first go to the start. It first go to the start point, right? In that point, it will save this sales, this value into that ref payload custom field. Okay. After it's saved, and then it moves to the next. Next is a condition. So we will check if this ref payload have the condition contains sales or not. If it contains the sales, it will go to the next step. Is we clear these custom fields, and then we send it to that DTMF module. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. And the same for the support. If they click the support, this support have the custom ref payload equals support, and then it will go to the same steps. So now let's test this. So let me share my screen here. We will see what. I will check the questions later. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask now. So this is the three buttons you can see from here, right? So now let's first click the sales, and then it will trigger the voice. It will call this number. Let me take this.
UChat voice demo. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. This is sales flow. Press 1 for testing speech.
So as you can see that it's triggered that this is the sales flow. Okay, that means that is triggered to the correct subflow. Okay, correct question module. Okay, so let me call again, and then we will see. This time we will click the support button. Okay, then it will trigger to another different voice IVR. So I click the support, and then the number is coming.
UChat voice demo. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. This is support flow.
This is support
Press 1
flow.
for testing speech.
So as you can see, it routes the user to the different module, right? You can hear that the starting with this is the support flow. So that with the same action, if you put the different payload, then it will trigger different flow. Okay, so let me see. So that is today's live. I just showed how to trigger the voice IVR in any other, in any channels. And the first step is if you want to trigger to different flow, different voice IVR, you need to set up the ref payload. Okay. And in the starting point of the voice channel, the first step is you need to save this ref payload into one of the custom fields. Okay, this is the step one. And the second step is you add a condition after the starting point and route the user to different subflow. And before that, the best practice is to add an action to clear that custom fields so that if the same user call up again, it doesn't end up to the same same flow. So let me see if I got any questions here. Okay, so I have one question here is once in IVR automation, is there any way to forward the user call to live human agent mobile for a live discussion? Yes. So that is actually I don't know if you see the let me see let me share my screen here. So that is, let me go to the voice channel. That is one of the important features is what we call is transfer agent. Okay, as you can see, for example, this is a transfer agent. Let me show you. So basically, if you click the question, I think this is a question. So that is we have the speech, so the user can speak on the phone call, right? We have the DTMF, we have the record, and also we have a transfer. So in this transfer, you just put your agent phone number over here, and then it will trigger to call the agent. Okay, so that is definitely supported so that you can transfer forward the phone call to the live human agent for a live discussion. And also we made an update that here is you can let me see, you can transfer to multiple agent. at the same time. Okay, and whichever the agent pick up the phone call, it will drop off all the other agent phone call. So this is the update we made. So I think yeah, I think if I have any other question, audio issues on my side, we'll check the answer in the replay, reboot sessions for me. Okay, that's no problem. So just use the transfer in the voice channel. It will able to transfer to the live human agent. Okay, so I think that's all the questions we have. Let me check my Facebook. Let me check my. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, I don't. I think you guys can learn this, and also the same works with SMS. Okay, because for SMS we have the same actions. So let me show you. I think we have the same actions. Let me show you the same. Go to the flows, phone call. So if I added the flow here, and you go to the notifications, you go to the SMS notification, here it's the same. Okay, you can, if you build a SMS chatbot, you can choose the phone number and choose the user's phone number. For example, I can use the phone custom fields, and here you can leave the message for the user. Okay, and since most of the SMS are triggered by keywords, you can just type it here, right? You can set uh, here is something something, and then you can add type anything, keywords. Just give the user instructions to type something, okay, and then it will trigger your flow. Okay, so that's how you can use for the SMS notifications over here. So yeah, that's for today, and thank you for joining the live, and see you guys in my next live. So tomorrow we are going to have a live with Mark, and it's about how to structure your chatbot. Okay, and I really highly suggest you guys to go live tomorrow and see how you can build a very structured chatbot. Okay, so see you guys next time. Bye.